Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Nedarim, page 44, which discusses the laws of making something ownerless. Now, according to the opinion of Rabbi, he says it has the same status as giving a gift. That until you actually physically have the gift handed over to that other person's hands, until it's in that other person's hands, you can always change your mind and you don't have to give the gift. He may not be happy about it, but that's okay. It's still yours. He says it's the same thing when it comes to making something ownerless. The law is that it technically still belongs to that original person until someone else comes and pick it up. And however, if no one else came and picked it up, then we say that that person could retract and be able to get back that which is his. Now, there is an issue that when a person makes something ownerless, there is a concern, as is brought down here, that you may be doing it as a form of trickery. What is the form of trickery? We know that it's necessary when it comes to agriculture for a person to tithe, to take off 10% of their produce, called Misusing, give it to the Levi. And on a particular year, another 10% may have to be given to the poor. So when it comes to Miser, the only time you're obligated to give it is if it's yours. So the Talmud here talks about a very creative trick that you can have your beautiful field and you want to save a lot of money. So a way of avoiding having to give tithes is what you'll do is you will just say that everything is ownerless, and then immediately afterwards you just claim it back. You pick up all of the produce, and all of a sudden now you're the owner again. But since it was fruit in which is not owned by anyone, and you just now reclaimed it, now you're not obligated to give tithes. Only the original owner of those fruits had to give the tithes. And because of this, the rabbis say we're going to make an exception here. That even though it's true, the rabbis hold as soon as you make something ownerless, it's legally ownerless. However, rabbinically, we're going to say it's not ownerless. It will not work for as long as 3 days. Because within 3 days, a person may end up doing this as a form of trickery. However, after 3 days goes by, and that person didn't try to reclaim it, it's clear that he really did want to make his items ownerless. And therefore, only after 3 days can a person make something legally ownerless. However, rabbinically, they say the first 3 days he can't, which is a very fascinating approach, because when a person becomes very knowledgeable in the laws, you could use it as a way to connect yourself to sanctity and to spirituality, or you could use it to be able to learn a bunch of loopholes and ways around the system, and to be able to trick the system so that you'll be able to benefit from it. And on this, the rabbis understood that even though, according to the biblical law, there are ways around things, the rabbis are quick to stand up and make sure that this does not happen. But certainly it teaches us in general that when a person is someone involved in trickery, they're going to find ways around everything. They're going to try their very best to cut corners and to do things in order to be able to benefit from them monetarily. Of course, when we study Torah, it's supposed to be to elevate ourselves and to become better people, not to find ways around the law. And therefore, the rabbis who have the greatest level of knowledge, who understand the mindset of a potential tricker, they step up and make sure it doesn't happen.